If this reading landed on your For You page, this is going to be a very specific reading. So it might just be for you, but just take what resonates with you, leave what doesn't for the next person. Now, on the bottom of the deck here is influences. There is someone in your life. It could have been a friend. It doesn't have to be, but I'm getting more of like a friend. What I'm seeing is them having and holding very, very valuable information that can very well help you or be some sort of intervention for you. They're not giving it to you. Okay, there's some sort of, now not necessarily a hidden enemy, but there's someone in your life that they're not your friend, and you need to know that too, okay? May not be exactly a hidden enemy, but when you find out, now for some of you, found out, okay? Now, this could have been in the past, but remember that the readings are past, present, future, general, and timeless. You could be any zodiac sign. Now, they're not necessarily like a hidden enemy, but when you say find out what they knew or the information they were holding that was very valuable to you and could have been an intervention for you, you're going to see this person differently. All right. So, like say for example, I don't know, say for example, your friend overheard a conversation. They're on their way to that person's house right now. And like say it's your house. If that's your friend, why did they not tell you this? That kind of situation where it's like, but there could have been an intervention here. Something happened where, not necessarily a hidden enemy, but you are reevaluating. Is this your friend? Was this ever your friend in the first place? At some point we have soulmates, okay? So you did feel like this person was a soulmate. It's almost, what's coming through this reading collective is it's what this friend or soulmate did not do. That more kind of said everything for you. For the collective today, the All Signs Collective. Why do we have soulmates and union? What do we have for the collective today? This person in their life that withheld, yes. It's interesting. This is exactly what I was seeing. This card. Or say, for example, you have a friend, right? And you guys are very close. That's what I'm getting here, where whatever information was withheld, it made you reevaluate the entire friendship and relationship. Like say, for example, someone saw someone blasting you on social media and like you personally had no clue, but your friend saw it. And it was actually very like hurtful or harmful. Why did you not say anything? It's that kind of situation here. And with this card, we have gossip. Now, why do we have union, soulmates, and gossip for the collective on? They're reevaluating. They're reevaluating. Now, we do have the card here. Flirting the other man or woman. I'm laughing because my father's calling me at the same time. Now, for some of you, maybe your father can resonate with you in some way, shape, or form. It could be even like maybe a parent too. There could be multiple people involved. Yeah, we have denial. Okay. For some of you, it is someone that you are in. This is someone you love, but you're in denial maybe about like how they actually feel about you. So it could be family, it could be a friend, but either way, this is like someone that you love. Be mindful because, when you find out about this, it's almost like, were we ever friends in the first place? Do you care about my safety? Even if it's like, say, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, physical safety, that's the key. That's the key here. This friend had very valuable information that could have been an intervention to keep you safe. And it's like, whoa. you knew about this information, or like say they knew some sort of harm, like a defamation kind of thing, right? Like, this is actually not true. This is harmful information about me. Why didn't I know about this? You know, and even if it's, say, through the grapevine, even if it's like in your community, if it's online social media, you do have a friend, it could be family, you know, for some of you, you have someone very close to you that, now it doesn't feel like physical safety, but safety is even like, hey, that's some really harmful stuff going on. Why did you know about that, but I didn't? That kind of thing. It's going to make you reevaluate the friendship completely. What do we have for the collective on union, soulmates, and gossip? Why union, soulmates, and gossip? We do have illusions that wanted to come out. Why union, soulmates, and gossip for the collective on? They're about to reevaluate this friendship, this connection. Yeah, ma'at and perception. It's all about perception. Where, like for some of you, maybe for this friend or person, it's not that deep. Look at that surprise. So for some of you, this person might be surprised. Where they really thought, maybe for some of you, like it's not that deep. But what I'm seeing is, and then we do have union here, where like, it actually is kind of that deep. You know, principles is what I'm hearing. The principles of things. You know, safety is not like, say, always physical. You know, of like, oh, I'm going to protect you physically. Sometimes it's like, whoa, I see something that's going on right now, and I know that can be harmful in some way, shape, or form. So let me inform you. Let me tell you. This person did not. Now, why do we have like the other man or woman in conflict? Why do we have the other man or woman? For some of you, you could have even been in a situation where there was maybe some sort of gossip talk about you, and just in some way, shape, or form, we have realizations, forgiveness, return, and sorry. Commitments in reverse. So this could be them talking about, say, like your relationships. They could talk about, this is like something where it's on social media, through the grapevine, in community. Somebody's like talking about you, but they're talking about, say, previous relationships of yours, even like maybe your dating history, right? Of like, no, that man, that woman, they were with that person, that kind of thing. Now we do have apology, and then realization, perception, ma'at, balance, where I'm actually seeing that you're pure in the situation. We have resurrection, the phoenix rising. So you're showing up as like a ma'at, and ma'at in ancient Egypt, ancient Kemet, is pure, is justice, it's balance, it's the truth. That actually wasn't the truth that came up against you. But the key here is you had someone very close to you, a friend or family member, that they either did not tell you about this form of harm, or like just kind of letting it keep going. And the key word about perception here, that, maybe to this person, it could be like, I don't know, that's not any of my business. I don't know, or they just didn't even see it as a form of harm. That's a form of defamation, like is what I'm seeing here. It says smearing your image, making you the fool. That is harmful. That is hurtful, especially when it's not true. And that's the key here, is something was hurtful or harmful to you in the unseen. Information that was not true. That it feels like a friend or family, like let it fly, let it go, let it happen. And there's a part of you that, like with the perception here card, it's like, yeah, but what about the morals of the situation? And I hold this like this, where you're kind of giving them another reflection here of like, it's the principles and the morals in the situation here. It's probably kind of the thing where you realized of like, whoa, actually, I would have never witnessed that. I would have never, as a friend, family member, whatever it may be, I would have never been able to hear that and not tell you about it. What do we have for the collective on this person in their life? Or maybe heard some form of gossip. It's everyone's choice. keyword of the three, not keyword, but key here is it's a Three of Cups, friendship. So confirmation, this is a friendship. Where's the collective's energy in this reading on this friend or family member that had some information that was very valuable, could have been very valuable to them? It could have been valuable. Nine of Swords, Six of Coins, the Page of Pentacles. And that's what this reading is saying. Why the Page of Pentacles for the collective on this friend or soulmate that's withholding information? Yeah, where it's like, whoa. Seven of Pentacles, Five of Cups. This affected you in some way, shape, or form. Again, like say, for example, it's like, say, social media, like say even community. And it says petty conversations, smearing your image, spreading rumors. That's still hurtful or harmful in some way, shape, or form. Words, right? Now, again, this person may, oh, it's just words. It's the morals, the principles here. You know, where it's like, you know, they're talking about, say, like, I don't know, my home. Like, especially in a community, right? They're talking about my home. You couldn't have said, like, that you don't even want to hear it. You know, like, it's that kind of situation of, like, this is kind of, why did you listen so much to this? Why didn't you tell me anything? You know, like guilty by association kind of thing. That kind of thing here. Where that's how you feel, at least in this situation, where it's like, but I don't know, you heard a lot, you saw a lot, and you didn't do anything. That's kind of has like the collective thinking of like, whoa, what is this? How do you actually feel about me? Look at that karma. All right. Why do we have karma over here for how the collective feels about this person? We have fantasy. Rose-colored glasses came off about this person. Why fantasy? Faith. Now, you would like to make amends, actually. We do have the return card. Second chances, making amends. Depth, awareness, importance, and value. Why do we have the karma here? The karma card here for how this person feels about, for how the collective feels about this person in their life. Intuition. Now, for some of you, you could have maybe felt like they would get karma. Because we have intuition and then charming, graceful, kind-hearted. Where it was almost like a energy of like, actually, you shouldn't be doing that. Like, you know, that kind of energy where it's like, why would you even think about doing that? Why are you doing that? Now, let's dive into the tarot. For the collective here, on this friend, this soulmate that petty conversation, spearing your image, making you the fool. Why the Two of Wands here for this friend or soulmate? Yeah, just this soulmate for the collective that did not protect them. Why the Two of Wands and the Fool card for this soulmate that did not protect them in a situation? Why the Judgment card for this soulmate that did not protect them? Now, you didn't need the protection. This was definitely testing more of the relationship, the friendship. It does not reflect how God sees you. It does not reflect your innocence here. When it comes to you and this person, you are innocent in God's judgment. The Sun card here, success, freedom, and joy. Three of Wands, your back is turned to them. So this is happening behind your back. Now, I will say judgment's already in your favor behind your back. It's unfortunate you are in this situation of, again, this is a soulmate of some kind, someone that you do deeply love. This is the kind of situation where it's like, I would have never done that to you. You know, like I actually would have never, ever done that to you. Now, for the collective, on this soulmate that was having petty conversations and smearing their image, why the Ace of Wands over here? Why the Five of Coins for the soulmate that was smearing their image in some way, shape, or form? Whoa. Yeah, for some of you, like, it's the principles in this situation. 444, as I say that, you could be seeing the number 444. It's the principles. Why the Three of Cups for this person, this union? Why the Three of Cups for this soulmate, this friend that was making the collective the fool? Why the Magician card with this Three of Cups? It's the principles, and this reading does go deep. This person, when you gather with a group of people, you are sending the collective energy. So when you sit in a group of people and talk, it might not be true, right? Where the key here is this is someone you loved. This was a soulmate that you trusted. Them and this group of people, you know, again, it's more of like extremely disappointing this person, where it's like, I'm not even mad. I am extremely disappointed and I'm just going to walk away. Where this was a friend of yours. And again, they didn't see the principles in this situation, where there's a group of people maybe talking about you, talking down about you, smearing your image, making you the fool, petty conversations, but they're sitting in the room, they're listening. There's no intervention. There's no defending. They are part of it. And that's what this reading is showing, the principle of that, right? And we do have apology here. So for some of you, someone may want to apologize. Now, why do we have the Queen of Wands here for the collective on this soulmate that was making them the fool? The soulmate that was making them the fool. Rose-colored glasses coming off about this person. Why Two of Swords with the Eight of Swords here for this soulmate that was making them the fool? Why King of Pentacles with this Page of Swords? And who is this Queen of Wands here? Why the Queen of Wands? You were removed from this group of people. Over here. Seven of Wands, standing your ground. Where Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. You're in this Virgo, Queen of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy. Yeah, like this, in this situation, like you had a friend that turned on you. It's like your friend got into a group of people and your friend was like, they ended up joining a group kind of against you in some way, shape, or form. And they secluded you. This group singled you out. Eight of Swords here. Why the Emperor here? Why the Emperor? Yeah, it could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy that you were dealing with. Why the Emperor with the Ten of Wands here? These friends ain't loyal. You know the song, but I'm shifting a little bit. These soulmates, and I will also say too, what is loyalty, right? I'm not saying that loyalty is anything at all whatsoever. Everyone has their own damn free will, okay? Where like, you know, but this friend wasn't loyal, okay? This friend, their loyalty folded as soon as they got around a different group of people, as soon as they got around different people. But what is in this situation by disloyal, right? It says unskilled and unreliable, disloyal. There's someone here that they switched up on you. All right? They got to a group of people. And the kind of thing where this group of people or people around, a group of people around someone who you thought was a soulmate or was a soulmate at some point was able to infiltrate someone's mind. There's mind about you. of like, why do you hang out with that person? That person, you see that person? Why do you even hang out with that person? You want to know what I know about that person? You want to know what I think about that person? And it worked here. That's what I'm seeing. Why Knight of Pentacles in reverse with the Lover's card? High Priestess, baby. Okay, the High Priestess. Let's see. Why do we have the Lover's card and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse? Why the Lover's card and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse? You had people project upon you. It's the kind of thing where, and again, rose-colored glasses coming off. If you have someone, right, a soulmate, a friend, or whatever, that gets around a group of people, this group of people start saying something, this person actually always felt this way about you, and that's what you needed to know. That's what you needed to see. And that's what was revealed to you. That they always felt that way about you. And it's not revealed, right, until they come across other people. It says low self-esteem here. You know, so it's like you perhaps triggered someone in some way, shape, or form. And it's like they went to someone else, a group that validated how they felt about you. This group validates it. And then you got, you know, I don't want to say like flying monkeys or anything, but what I am seeing is like High Priestess. You caught some like people problems over here. But let me get a card for the High Priestess. Why do we have the High Priestess in Soulmates and making you the Fool? Making you the Fool. The Fool card. With the High Priestess. It's interesting though. Now for some of you, the reason why this reading is coming through is this is not a situation of whatever the group was doing was truth. It was not truth. They're like trying to, someone recruited like a friend or soulmate of yours to go against you. They recruited your own friend or soulmate. But it's coming from more of a place of, again, vulnerability. It says vulnerability, weakness, low self-esteem, 10 of Swords. Did someone betray you from a place of low self-esteem and weakness? What's showing up for them of what they're projecting upon you is not what's showing up for you. Why the Ace of Pentacles here in the Fool card for that High Priestess? You're showing up in celebration. Queen of Swords here. So you're really holding your sword of truth. This person, though, again, they came across a group of people that they all Egregore. Oh, baby. Did they form an Egregore against you? Yes, they did. That's what this is. What's Egregore? What do we have on this Egregore? Again, look at that baby. The Devil card. The Ace of Swords. This is truth. What is an Egregore? It's not necessarily truth, right? Egregore. So go look up on Google what an Egregore is. But an Egregore is like a, we're going to make this truth and then we're going to put power into this, which is actually not truth. That's what this is. You've accepted a part of you that they deny. The Devil card. I accept my shadow self. If you get a group of people that are all in the Devil card, that's an Egregore, right? Like say where they're like, no, the collective is bad. The collective, we're going to smear their image. But they are actually all chained by the same, say, cord or chains. So this Egregore, this group of people all have the same karmic chains, which is why they're able to come together, try to attack you. But it's not still truth, right? Like say, I'm just going to use a very plain example. Like say tarot, right? You know, where there's still some people in the world that think tarot is bad. No, that person uses tarot. I know they're the ones that did it to me, that are terrible, blah, blah, blah. They're using tarot. And then what do? Because you're their friend or soulmate, but now things have shifted. they think this about you. They are now going to go find this group of people, this egregore, that they're able to put this power into it, right? Why the devil card here for the collective when it comes to this egregore against them? Why Knight of Cups? But you are celebrating. Why? Because again, that's the key here. The egregore doesn't mean that it's truth. You could have 10 million people following an egregore. It doesn't mean that it is truth. So it doesn't mean that it sticks or that it holds. Yes, there are multiple people here in this reading that kind of have come against you. And I will say, like, they recruited your friend or your soulmate, which hurts you. However, Devil card, Star card, 8 of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, the 4 of Wands. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, because this egregore group of people, it could still be a group of people yelling that it's truth. It's an egregore, you know? Why the Devil card when it comes to this message for the collective on this egregore? The Hierophant over here. Why the Hierophant when it comes to the Devil card for this egregore? Why the Hierophant and the 4 of Swords when it comes to the Devil card for this egregore? And why the Hangman? Why the Hangman with the 7 of Cups here? You know, for some of you, this could have been over wealth and prosperity. This could have been someone... Now, we did have the 4 of Pentacles here. So you're showing up with the Fool card, 7 of Pentacles. You're working on things. For some of you, they could have kind of conspired to destroy your finances in some way, shape, or form. They could have said something along... Look at that, 5 of Pentacles. So just confirmation for some of you. I'm seeing you as very clear in knowing perhaps of who you are, your intentions, where you're going. Why the Star card for this egregore energy? It's not truth. And that's just what you all need to know. Even if you have a friend, and that hurts, right? When your friend, a soulmate, starts to find, a group of people that all, it's an egregore. You still got a 10 of Pentacles, despite the egregore, okay? So that's just what you need to know in this reading, too, of like, yes, this is happening. Maybe you have a 10 of Pentacles, a celebration on the way. Who or what is this King of Swords for this reading? Why the 4 of Pentacles for this reading? And why the Death card for this reading? Why the Death card for this reading? You're holding up your sword of truth. And it's like the person who maybe... I see what happened here. Someone tried to bring up their sword against you. I'm holding a sword of truth, and me and my friends, like for some of you, this wasn't egregore. They ended up going through a death and rebirth because that was not truth. And that's what I'm seeing here. They tried to hold up your sword to you, and they even tried to recruit people. And that sword went down very quickly. All right, so here goes that Queen of Wands again, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Death card over here. Why Queen of Wands with the Death card for the collective and this egregore? Now, for some of you, they did truly try to attack your finances. All right. Look at that. Success is my natural state. We had the card here that it said, like insecurity, feeling inadequate. Now, for some of you, you came across a friend that maybe in some way, shape, or form, they felt inadequate. They felt like they could never live up to you, like you're too much. But again, this is like you didn't quite know that until you saw what they did when they walked away. And they try to hold up their sword of truth. The truth is that you were in alignment. And when it's like, truth is you're in alignment. There's abundance on the way. Why do we have the Queen of Cups with the Hermit card here? You are by yourself for your protection. Oh my gosh, baby. You can't even make that up. The Hermit card. I seek truth confirmed by the Hermit card. So what Spirit said, Spirit saw this group of people conspiring against you. And Spirit said, let me seclude my chosen one. My chosen one is supposed to succeed. Success is my natural state. Put it in the comments below. Success is my natural state. It's not a surprise when I succeed because it's just my natural state. It's my frequency every day, all day over here. All right. It says, I seek truth, Hermit card. I seek truth. And yeah, this group, as soon as I say that, my battery, gives me an alert to charge my phone. You're seeking truth, but you actually taught like this group of people, this Egregore lesson. Just because they all have one truth does not mean that it's your truth. Those 7 people could have that truth. That's not your truth, and so it doesn't work, and that's what I'm seeing over here. All right, you're going to fly right past, like this Egregore has no power over you. It's just simply an Egregore. You have so much success that's on the way to you, and you're protected from this person. All right, that's what I have for you, so tribe. I do hope that it resonates. You can go to the box below for a private one-on-one session, tarot readings, and more. I'm sending you all so much love and so many blessings to your day.